Greetings, agents of change. I am doing a live pop-up. It's Monday. We had an amazing symposium this weekend. And as I was looking at my schedule, I'm like, I am extremely busy. I'm traveling. I have dental surgery in Sarasota. I have a lot going on with the kids and birthdays and a lot of social events. So I said, today's my only day to do a live stream. So I didn't announce it, and it's the only one we're going to get to this week. But I did want to come on and greet everybody. Thomas, hello. I see you. I know you joined us on the symposium. And I wanted to share the impact that this weekend had. I'm going to turn this around so the lighting is better. The impact that the weekend had. And our theme was transformation mandate and the fundamentals of national development. Can you guys hear me okay? Somebody tell me, because I have my microphone on. Please tell me that you can hear me. Bring them on camera. Because let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the audio is good. Okay, I got one thumbs up. Greetings from Ghana. Hi, Thomas. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Please let me know if the audio is good. So this, as I was saying, okay, good. Thank you, Ella. I know you guys have to be freezing up there because it's only 65 degrees right now. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out. People are out on their boats. But I am freezing. I have my blanket on. I'm bundled up. And this is pretty cold for me. So I know, Ella, you are freezing up there. You have to be. I think I like this view better. You guys like seeing the water better? The sun's not, it's not too bad right now. So the theme for the symposium was transformation mandate and the fundamentals of national development. And we covered a lot. And we had special guests on. Some were able to live stream with us. Some sent us pre-recordings. I had my amazing friend from college who sits on the school board next to Loudoun County in Virginia, the next county over. And she's only been on for 2 years now, January 2020, right before the lockdowns. So it was amazing hearing her going into it without any preparation or formal training. And then we had Derek, who was a mentee of Dr. Myles Munroe, and he is the mayor in Dumfries. And it was amazing because as I taught the principals throughout the day, when he did his 30-minute session and was able to share his testimony and how he became the mayor, and then now 3 years as mayor, and the principles that he's utilized, he was utilizing everything that we were taught. And you know, principles transcend facts, they transcend crisis, they transcend time, and you cannot fail if you understand the principles of God that he set into life. Who else did we have? Oh, we had a political strategist. We had Miss Lisa on in the UK. If she sees this, hello. It was a phenomenal session. Michelle's on. Hi, it was amazing. Yes, Sharonda. You know, you guys are amazing for pop-up. You know, so many people. Nicole's on. I saw her this weekend. Ella, yes, I bet you have tons of snow. Scott's on. Hello. Doreen, hi. My sweet friend, Doreen. Okay, so I also wanted to make a big announcement. Not only was this weekend symposium amazing, but we were able to finish the last sessions that evening on our new yacht I named Eden. And so we had dinner, we had dancing because we have our own resident DJ, DJ Crazy X was in the house. So we were dancing, and then we had another mini session. So we work hard, we play hard. We have a good time in the kingdom. But it's pure, good, clean fun, right? Yes, we had a great time. And I have to tell you, we had so many of you represented with so many different nations that were joining us on the online Zoom call, live streaming this weekend. I think we had around 7 or 8 nations represented. And I don't know how some of you did it, but it was 9 or 10 o'clock at night, your time, when we got started, for those of you in Australia The Philippines was on. I know Ghana, you're 7 hours ahead, I believe, 6 or 7 hours. And there were some people in South Africa. So the people in Asia and Australia, kudos to you. You may have had your computer on and you went to sleep. Your spirit hears it. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. It was amazing. So it was so nice to see all of you on the Zoom calls. I know most of you are able to make it, but I requested those of you in driving distance, please join us in Naples. And you did. And the feedback has been overwhelming. Excuse me. So I do have, after such a successful symposium this year, as you know, we are to engage in society. We are to transform it. It is our mandate. We grow with them. We grow together as the wheat and the weeds. We are not conformed to the patterns of this world. World is systems in Hebrew. So we covered all of that in depth. And then we went into depth with law and order, went into depth with righteousness, justice, the foundation of his throne. We went into depth, the fundamentals of nation building, what is required. You must proclaim the sovereign God. Once you know who the God is, then you are automatically, you know who the lawgiver is. And all of our laws, and I had our Constitution, and then we had our Kingdom Constitution, the Bible. We said all of the laws of the land in our Constitution must line up with the laws of our King. And so nothing is more dangerous than an educated citizen. So we must be educated in our rights, our privileges, our requirements, how we obey our dual citizenship countries. We are citizens of heaven and of the respective country you reside in. So you need to know your rights and how both countries work. And I thank God we have dual citizenship. And his kingdom is eternal. He says the gates of hell will not prevail. That means his kingdom continues beyond the grave. Nothing's more exciting to me that we are part of an eternal kingdom. So now I have to share with you an exciting announcement that we launched during the symposium that I wanted to share with you. It's been over a year in works, but with the developers and the kinks and trying to get things fixed, it's been pushed back. So here we are. We have it all set. We'll be adding to it, but we have our own Agents for Change app. And in this app, you will see an intro video by yours truly in Eden, in North Carolina, in the mountains. And then below you will see that we have all sorts of courses. Of course, the School of Influence. You can actually purchase and go through the School of Influence. The PDFs of the workbooks are on here. We've already started our virtual live series program every January. So if you're not able to join us, you can still go through it on your own. We have people that do the virtual live training with us after they've done this. So in January, we offer that. We also have our Rediscovering the Kingdom retreats that we have done throughout the years. There's like 15, 16, 17 sessions of meat from amazing teachers. Many of them were students and personal mentees of Dr. Myles Munroe. And all of them are for like $99. So you can catch up on that. It'll be a lot of meat, if you can handle that. And then, did I pass the symposiums? There they are. Our former symposiums are on here. The current one we just had this weekend is not available yet. We did record it, and we will be uploading it probably sometime within the next 30 days, and we'll make an announcement. But you can go through the former symposiums also, and I think they're around $99. We've had 3 of them. And yeah, 8 units, 11 units, 15 units, respectively, for $99. Good meat, transformational stuff. Now, for these symposiums, I required people to go through certain criteria in order to attend. So this was advanced information we gave, just as this one was this last weekend. So you can see that. Okay, let's go back. Here's the School of Influence for those of you who are not familiar with it. You have the discovery of true success. There's 3 levels: identity, purpose, and vision. And that will take, there's like 5 units, 4 units, 6 units. And then the second half of the course, part 2, level 2, are principles of true success. The keys to kingdom personal success and the kingdom economics and business principles. So the first one is, who are you, right? Identity, purpose, vision. And the second level are the principles. And it's all kingdom all throughout. What a time to be alive. I have already downloaded it. Thomas, yes, it is an amazing time to be alive. I agree. For such a time as this, do we occupy here and now. We don't stockpile till he comes. We occupy till he comes. Sharonda, it's a one-stop shop for Agents for Change. Our kingdom, there's our kingdom retreats. So that's all in there. And then, now FYI, the app is free to download. That's all there is. It's free. But within it, you can go through the courses or the symposiums or the retreats, the kingdom retreats. But then this big tab at the bottom, the last one, are free resources. And I've taken, because I own the rights to my own videos, I cannot utilize any of Dr. Myles, of course, or any other kingdom teachers. So I have categorized the teachings that I've been doing since 2000, pretty much 15, since he transitioned the end of 2014. And I put them in categories. We have kingdom relationships, the foundations of the kingdom, kingdom mindsets, principles for business and success, planning and executing your vision, becoming a change agent, and serving your way to greatness. So those are some of the categories, and I like to add any teachings that I do to it. So that is for you. You are welcome, but I have one more treat for you. Are you ready for this? Hi, Asia. I see you. We have on this app our very own Ambassadors Forum. Now, the Ambassadors Forum is very special. It is our own social media platform. Yes, you heard me right. We have our own social media platform. Nobody can censor us. Nobody can constrain us. Nobody can suppress us and our voice and standing for righteousness. So this is also a beautiful way for those of you to connect. So you can see I have some photos of the symposium. You can see that was us on, I guess you can't click on it. Huh. Oh, there we go. That was us on the yacht having a good time. Why did it duplicate it? I clicked it too many times. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. People are posting. You can post. I keep showing that picture. But you have to connect with people. So on other social media platforms like the one you are currently watching me on, you have to add as a friend. Well, here you connect to them. And the more people you connect with, which is very important because we're a like-minded community, right? There we are on the back of the boat. Look at that. Look at the diversity. I love it. We're going to talk about that. So what I want to share with you now, but I want all of you to download the app, Agents for Change. My internet's a little slow right now. Oh, here we are in the symposium. I decided to cancel the hotel that we were at, and we did it in my husband's office. And you can see our live speakers, our Zoom calls. It was great. We had a really amazing time. Like I was saying, nothing is more dangerous than an educated citizen who knows their rights and will not conform to the patterns, the behaviors of the systems, the world. So go ahead, hop on, everybody, download the app. It's free. It is our logo. So I'm going to try to pull up the logo, and you'll see it looks like, you'll see that guy on it, right? The lion. Oh my goodness. You'll see the lion on it, that guy, but it's reversed. The lion's white and the background is a dark navy. So that's what the app looks like. Okay, now you can see it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Here it is. You guys can see that. Oh, I clicked on it. See it right there. That's the app, the lion guy, right there. So download it. Everybody connect. We are a community, and you never know how important and vital this app may become in the future for communication. They don't like conservative voices. They don't like people that preserve the standards of God. They want to live without a conscience, without anybody, they just want to live according to their lifestyles, and they don't want to be bothered. Don't put your convictions on us. Not that we try. We don't go around judging people, but it's very important as we know what is coming, where the Bible's very clear. We will be persecuted for righteousness' sake, for doing the right thing, for standing for the standards that God has put as a measure in society. So we will be persecuted for standing for what is right and what is just according to God's standards. We don't make our own. This is not humanism. This is not secularism. We know who the lawgiver is. And our responsibility, if you love me, Jesus said, you will obey me. So, the Philippines is on. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. It's late in the night. It may be early morning for you. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to give you a short mini session for just a few more moments of what we covered on Eden, the last mini session we had, because I did not record it. And it's, for those of you that were live streaming, I know you missed out. So I thought I would share it today. Let me put my glasses. And cover this for you because it's very vital in the days that we live in and the times to come. So I want to share with you the secret to effective influence. It is one word: distinction. What makes you distinct? What makes you stand out? I will tell you what. The standards, the values, and the principles of the kingdom of God, where they oppose the world's, remember, world in Hebrew is systems culture. We come from a different culture. We talked about this weekend the tides of convergence, we live in a convergence of times with the tides. The tides being the culture. There's a clash of culture. And it has already started. We saw remnants of it, the past decade brewing, but it has been amplified these past 2 years. I say it akin to Pandora's box has been opened. And I don't even need to give you examples. You guys are witnessing it on a daily basis. So this is what makes us distinct as the children of light. Jesus called us. What does that mean? Children of knowledge. Remember, light means knowledge in Hebrew. So you bring the knowledge of the truths of God into the systems, into society, into the school boards, into the school system, into media, onto social media. You bring it in commerce. You bring it in, the education system. You bring it in politics. This is our responsibility. However, the problem is we have lost our influence because we're just too busy praying and not involved in the systems, actively involved. This is what is required for this time. And remember, I know if you turned your news on today, those of you in America, maybe in Europe, I don't know, you are hearing wars. You're hearing rumors of wars. But remember, these are not indicators of the times to come. Now, I have to tell you, I'm being quite frank with you, I have been out of the church religious system for 13 years, and I will never go back, and I am loving it. I am free because I know I'm a kingdom citizen. I am the church because I understand what the church is. It's the ecclesia. I am the called out one. You are an ambassador. You are a citizen of heaven. You are the Senate representatives, ambassadors of his kingdom, the governing influence of God. So when you understand you are the ecclesia, and it's not a building you go to. Now, don't get me wrong. It's important to have community. It's important to come together. Yes, all of the above. We do that locally here. We have a community. Many of you internationally have joined the community because you're like, we don't have one. Listen, start one. It just takes one other person. That's how I did it. I didn't even mean to do it. It just started, well, I started teaching and, here we are. So what I want to share with you is that distinction creates a stark contrast organically. The world has their own culture and their own way of doing things. And if you don't agree with them, they hate you, they despise you, and they cancel you. Now, I have to be careful what I say on Facebook because they will suppress me and they will cancel me. So you guys have to read between the lines. All right? And that's why I love having my own app. I can't do lives, but I pray one day the technology will get there. So technology, I want my app to have lives this year. Thank you. So when we conform, it cancels our identity, our distinction. Our culture in the kingdom is what? Love. For love is law in the kingdom of God. If they hate you, if they persecute you, if they steal from you, if they backstab you, if they sue you, you love them. We love God, so we choose to obey him in this manner. He says, you cannot say you love me, God, and hate your brother. So all of his laws and the commands that he's given us are wrapped up in, he says, Jesus said, if you fulfill the law of loving God and loving one another, all the laws are fulfilled. So it's not complicated. When you're driving, your kids to school, you're driving to work, you're not like, oh my gosh, am I going the speed limit? Yes, your conscience. All right, it's 45. I have to stay under 45, which is very hard for me. That some of you know who were on Eden the other night. Hi, Messina. I see you. God bless you in California. Oh, good. Kevin, Natalie. Good to see you guys, our Australian brothers and sisters over there. So I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah, you know how I like to speed. But I have to conform to the law so I can stay in righteousness, right standing with the laws of America. But when the light turns red, you don't worry, oh my gosh, am I going to stop? No, you just automatically know to stop. So if somebody offends you, listen, I cannot take offense. I have to love them. We must forgive. That is required. It was very clear. Jesus says, if you don't forgive others, your Father in heaven will not forgive you. It is a requirement to work these things out. It's a requirement to have good relationships. And I'm not saying you need to let everybody into your inner circle. No, I'm not saying that. Jesus had 3 in his inner circle. But what I am saying is we are to walk in love and in forgiveness. That is our culture. That's what makes us distinct. So people who cancel us, hate us, persecute us, we respond in love. I didn't say you had to be their friends. I didn't say you had to trust them. But we do love them. So automatically, that creates a distinction that we're from another world, that we're from another culture, from another country called heaven. Remember, a kingdom is not a religion, but it's a nation. It is a country. It's the governing influence of God here on earth. And that was what Jesus' prayer was. It was a prayer of colonization. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed are you, holy are you. Your kingdom, your values, your principles, your standards, your morals, may they come here to earth, just as your culture is in heaven. So that is our responsibility. He said, they will know you are my disciples. How? Love, right? That's how they will identify us. We walk in love. It's not easy, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I understand, but it is required, and it takes maturity. And it takes, you get to this point, which finally I've gotten to, I think, to the best that I can. Have you heard that saying, when a dog barks, the lion doesn't turn around and take notice. The lion just keeps going through the jungle, right? The lion doesn't stop what he's doing when he hears a dog. So put that in context with your situation or anybody you have to deal with. It's like, just, I love you, no problem. Yeah, oh, Cookie hears me barking. Cookie, I wasn't calling you. I was... Cookie. Okay, I have to continue. I know. I love you too. Okay, so when we conform, this cancels our identity. So when you conform to everybody else, you vanish. Nothing is more dangerous than conforming. Romans 12, Paul was very clear. Do not be conformed. And listen, the time is coming, and it has come, and it will continue to escalate, where not conforming is even more challenging. Because they will look at you like you have three heads. What? Why aren't you going with the flow? Why do you have to be so complicated? Like, why do you have to be so much trouble? Listen, these are the standards that God has set into law. And our king, it's his opinion, it's not mine. That's my responsibility. To dispense his laws. It's not my opinion. I try never to give my opinion. And if I'm giving you my opinion, I will let you know this is only my opinion. Because it doesn't matter what I say or what I think. It only matters what the king says. That's what matters. So do not be conformed to this world's systems, but be transformed by the renewing of your mindset. This automatically causes conflict. It's a stark contrast. It's like day and night. I see what some people are doing, and I'll call my sister and I said, I can't believe people are doing this. They're like, Trista, that's the norm. Like, so many people are doing that. I'm like, that's the norm? I'm so out of the loop because I don't party. I just kind of live in my world. I get out as much as I can, but, you know, with the young kids and all that, it's a whole nother world. So I have to tell you, I'm a little bit out of the loop. I don't know if you call that old or set in your ways. I don't know. But my world is very small. And I'm very protective of my world and who I let in it. But I'm out in the systems, out influencing them. So conflict is the only process for identification. Are you listening to me? Somebody type that. Messina, I see you're on. Conflict is the only process for identification. Messina, you nailed it. It is kingdom focused. Thank you. So the differences require and create a conflict, a convergence of cultures, a culture clash. So when fire hits water, what happens? Steam or mist or heat and cold, fog, right? Nicole, yes, it's called focus. Thank you. This creates a conflict and something else is formed. Something happens out of this conflict. So if you put water on fire, it douses it. So your differences of our culture will create conflict. We are not trying to pass judgment. Paul says, don't worry about them. Don't judge them. Their sin, they will destroy themselves. God is the only judge. He will judge people and the nations. That is clear. Our job is to love them. Our job is to drop truth bombs, is what I call them, of kingdom principles when they ask. We talked about that. Thank you, Thomas, for writing that. So this also segues into how, for instance, on my app and us as a kingdom community, our differences produce, our unity, we are unified, but it requires diversity. We're all diverse. I'm looking at Sam, I'm looking at Thomas, Messina, Nicole, all of you. Annette's online. Greetings, my dear. Asia's online. I see so many people. Jen Lynn, so many people. Kevin. We were all very different. Our traits are different. But what we have in common is our mentality. Let me go back up. So we are not unified because we are the same. If that's the case, there's no need for unity. We are a common unity, a community, because of our mindset, and we have the same Father. But two things that are alike cannot unify. This is why a male and a male cannot procreate, and a female and a female cannot unify and procreate. Our differences produce power. So for those of you that are married, you understand we are very different than our spouses, but you combine that and that's powerful. So keep that in mind. It's our differences that bring unity also with one another and produces power. So fire produces steam because they conflict, but our differences produce power. So we must protect our differences. Don't try to change them. Don't cancel them out. You are different. You will stand out. And that is not always easy. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So there is coming a point in time, and I realize that time is here and now. And this is why I had the theme of National Development and Transformation Mandate for our symposium. The time has come that our timid voices must be loud. We cannot continue to just pray about things. We must be the answer to our own prayers. We must get in the systems and initiate change. We must bring a solution to the problems that we are seeing in our community. We must be the light, the knowledge to go in and bring truths to the problems. For the world has created their own problems, and they cannot solve the problems to the same level they created them. Einstein said something about that. So we're coming to the point in time, all nations. I watch the news. I try to have a global mindset where we will either lose our entire life's conviction, or fight for it. Somebody write that. The time is coming where we either lose our entire life's conviction or fight for it. We have to fight to keep the morality of God in society. We have to fight to keep it in the systems of education, indoctrination camps. We have to fight to keep it in the business spheres, in civic society, in law and order. That's why the Bible says, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whoever you serve will dictate your standards, your laws, your convictions as a country and personally as a community. So when we conform, we lose our influence. We must be a people who will not bow. We will not conform. We will not tolerate things that do not line up with our heavenly constitution, the laws of God. You guys remember the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They would not conform to the laws of their land because they knew the 10 Commandments. The first law is there shall be no other God before me, and the second one supports it. You shall have no graven images of any other God. That's the foundation of nation building. We covered all that this weekend. Download that symposium when we upload it. So they knew they were disobeying God if they were to obey the laws that Nebuchadnezzar, their king on earth, there was a higher law that they answered to because they are citizens of another country, the kingdom of heaven. And they said, we will not bow. And they said, we will kill you. You will go in the furnace. And the Nebuchadnezzar was so upset. He says, make that furnace 7 times hotter. How dare they stand up against me? Everybody in the nation of Babylon bowed their heads and bowed and prostrate down to worship a false god, Nebuchadnezzar, this huge idol he had built of himself. And they were the only ones standing, and they wouldn't bow. They wouldn't conform their principles. They wouldn't conform to the laws of the land because the laws of God were higher that they serve. And Nebuchadnezzar was, turn that furnace up 7 times, and why won't you bow? They said, listen, we serve the Almighty, only true and living God, and we will not bow. And He will save us. But even if He does not, we will die. They were willing to die because of their conviction. I pray to God it doesn't come to that point, but we all know it may. We know throughout history it has come to that point. Even recently in history in the Middle East with ISIS, killing Christians as they ran for the hills, as they proclaimed who their God was. And somebody typed this for me. It's a quote by Dr. Myles Munroe. A human without convictions will conform to survive. Yes, Thomas, abandonment. A human without convictions will conform to survive. So I challenge you, my friends, kingdom citizens, my brothers and sisters of the Almighty living God, we cannot conform. We are distinct in our identity. Our culture is different. We operate with a completely different culture. We love others. We may not agree with their ideas. We think they have bad ideas. Ideas can change, but we love the people. These are the times that we live in, and it's not by chance each of us are sent here in this generation during this time. We must know the laws of God, what He has required of us, and obey Him. That is our responsibility, and not to conform. For if you conform, it will cancel your identity. And the world needs you. The world is looking for people to set a standard. And that is you. So kingdom citizens, thank you for joining me today in my pop-up live. I have a very busy week. So I pray you have a productive week. I will do my best to see you next week. Everybody download the app. And I will see you online. Now listen, we know the parable of the wheat and the weeds, right? So we don't get in a bubble on our app. We still continue to be a light on other social media platforms. We don't become a little monastery on the Agents for Change app. But I believe one day this app will be very necessary for those of us in the kingdom of God. I love you. Thank you for watching. Greetings, Nicole, Thomas. Yes, I've named most of you. I will see you next week. Have a great week. Have a good night, you guys. And have a beautiful day, those of you that are waking up on the other side of the world. Love you guys.